Hi everyone, welcome to Gear Up for eLearning. My name is Katie Gear, and today I'm going to show you 10 free Chrome extensions that are very helpful for teachers, especially with this upcoming school year. So in case you're not familiar with Chrome extensions, they are basically just add-on apps that work with your Chrome web browser, and you download them from the Chrome Web Store. And there are tons of different kinds. A lot of them are very helpful for education. So the ones I'm going to show you today are specifically helpful for teachers and students if they're dealing with e-learning this year, and they are all free, so that's a bonus too. If you want to learn more about any of these extensions that I'm mentioning, there will be links in the description of this video where you can click and go view all of the extensions, download them if you want, and I will include a link to this slides presentation that I'm sharing in case you want to review that later also. So our first extension is the Cami extension. It's a PDF and document annotation tool. It's great because there's a free trial for all teachers. Also, the IT department or administration at your school can request a free license for every teacher at your school, and that will apply for the 2020-21 school year. Now, what this does with this app, it integrates really well with Classroom and with Drive, really to help make PDFs more interactive and user-friendly. Teachers can add text boxes, include different directions, tell students where to make a mark or drawing, things like that. Then you can make a Cami assignment that links directly to Google Classroom. So students would be able to open your Cami assignment on Classroom, they complete the work using this Cami app, and then they can even turn it in directly on that Cami website that they're taken to. So even though they turn it in there, it will still be marked as turned in on Classroom, and teachers can grade directly on Google Classroom. So it saves students effort of moving back and forth, and teachers can still grade on Classroom all in one place. The next one is an online PDF editor made by pdf2go.com. This is sort of an alternative to Cami if for some reason you're not able to get students into Cami. This is just a way where you can edit a PDF beforehand, maybe convert it into a JPEG file, and use that JPEG to make a background on a slides file, and you can make an activity that way. So this app really, it's good for editing PDFs. You can compress them together, you can convert to or from PDF format, merge multiple PDFs together, split files and pages apart. And I like this one especially because you get the option after editing or converting, you can choose to upload to Google Drive directly after you've worked with the file. So then you'd have it ready to go on your Drive, and you could post it to Classroom, share it however you need with students. This next one is Screencastify. This is a screen video recorder. It is great for if you need to pre-record lessons or tutorials, maybe share some notes quickly. I guess the one downside is, although it's free, the free version only lets you record 5-minute clips intervals at a time. You can upgrade the account by paying or request a school-wide discount to download for your whole school. But it's really good if you just need to record simple instructions, give a quick tutorial, and there's some nice editing features that come along with it as well. Very easy to access. And all these recordings will save directly to your Drive as well. It even makes a little folder for you called Screencastify Recordings, so you know exactly where they will end up. This next one is Save to Google Drive. This extension, it's pretty simple, but pretty powerful. Anything that you right-click while you are browsing on Chrome, you can choose to save directly to Google Drive if you have this extension downloaded. So if you just happen to find a document that you want to quickly save, an image that you want to come back to later, all you'll have to do is download this extension, and then once you right-click anything, you will have an option to save to Google Drive. This next one is Bitly. This is used to make what they call powerful short links. Basically, Bitly will allow you to copy and paste a long URL address and then have that address shortened to something easy to remember or easy to type by hand if you're glancing back and forth between the two. It's nice because the Bitly link will take you to the exact same content as the original link would have. So maybe if you need to share a YouTube video with your class and they need to type in the link A bit.ly link will be much easier to type, fewer mistakes made. The one thing will be make sure that your IT or admin has not blocked bit.ly links. Some schools with their privacy filters will just automatically block bit.ly links. So check on that. But otherwise, it's very helpful for if you need to share links out to students that they need to type. Maybe you need to put links on printed paper for an activity in class. Just quick access to links with all the same content. Next, we have Bitmoji. So Bitmoji is used on Snapchat, lots of social media apps. People use it in texting. But when you download the Bitmoji Chrome extension, you basically just get that whole catalog of Bitmoji stickers accessible right from your computer, laptop. So a lot of teachers like to use these, include their Bitmoji in emails to personalize things. There's a new trend of making virtual classrooms where teachers kind of design a whole image of what their classroom looks like in person, and they include their Bitmoji and different little clickable features to kind of help students navigate and have a cute little place to put all the resources together. Our next one is called Custom Cursor for Chrome. And this seems just sort of like a fun little add-on, but it actually comes in handy when screen recording videos. So maybe you noticed my cursor here, it's kind of this blue and purple stripe going on. It's easier to pick out on a screen recording than just a plain white cursor. So this extension will allow you to choose from this kind of cursor that I have, tons of other options, really cute customizable things. You can even change the size of them. And that just is intended to help, if you're making a screen recording video, then the viewers can see where you're clicking, where you're moving a lot easier. Really good for like student tutorial videos, giving them directions. And they're just fun in general. This next one is sort of to go along with a lesser known feature of Google Docs, I would say. There is a feature on Docs called Explore, and that allows students to actually search the web for info that's related to the assignment they're working on. So it's like a little search bar that pops up on the side, suggests related topics, things like that. That can be very helpful research, or teachers might want to disable Explore if they're worried about cheating or students finding inappropriate material that doesn't really relate to the assignment. So this extension will need to be added to student devices, not the teachers, for it to work. But once this is downloaded, then the user on that device would not be able to access Explore, would not be able to do any sort of searching outside of the doc. It just kind of limits what they see. So this might be something that if you're interested in your students having, maybe your IT department could do a sort of mass download and install to student devices before the school year begins. These last two I have found to be really helpful with Google Meet, which is how I interact with my students kind of face-to-face with video calls. So Google Meet attendance, this extension helps keep track of which participants will join your Google Meet calls, what time they enter the calls, when they leave. And you can always choose if you want to toggle it on or leave it off and not take attendance. I like this app because it's hard to keep track of kids coming in and out of a call at different times. So even at the end of a call, you can choose with this app to view a web page with all the details of the call. How long was each student present? Did they ever lose connection? Did they ever log out? Did they leave early? It's just a good way to have a record of attendance, and you're not constantly having to keep track of who's coming in and out of your meet. It's even nice because you can program certain class rosters. So if you're starting your 5th hour class, you can choose your 5th hour class roster, and Google Meet attendance will know which student specifically to look for in attendance. Makes everything a little bit easier. I know that Zoom, it's kind of, you can see who all your participants were after the fact. This extension sort of brings Google Meet up on par with that, in my opinion, and then everything still stays connected to Google. This last one is also related to Google Meet, and this is the Google Meet Grid View extension. So Meet by itself can show up to 16 participants if you choose the tiled view, but in case you have a larger group, this Grid View extension can expand that capacity pretty much to unlimited. I haven't seen a certain number of when it caps off. I will warn you, there is also a version out there called Grid View Fix right now at the time of filming this, and that's sort of just a temporary version that they are planning on removing from the Chrome store soon. So it might look like the newer version, but this with the black icon is what you're looking for. So this will expand the view of who you see on your Meet call. One of the advanced settings, which is also sort of helpful, is in advanced settings, the presenter can continue presenting on their own screen, see their notes on one screen, but then they could also hide the presentation on a separate screen they are viewing on. So basically the presenter, the teacher, could see notes on one screen and maybe on a separate monitor where they're looking at the students, the notes would be removed, leaving just more room to see the students instead. So that's a good way to just kind of keep track of what you're presenting, and then also make sure the students are on task and not take up your screen with too many things at once. So all these extensions are things that I'm linking in the video description below this video in case you want to learn more about them. I'm also including a link to these slides in the description, as I said earlier. If you go on the Chrome Web Store, there is a whole section called Online Education, which has plenty of these extensions that I showed you and just many other ones that I'm probably missing still. There are so many out there. So if you've come across any other extensions that are really helpful, feel free to comment that. I would love to learn more about extensions that are out there, kind of add to my knowledge base and share them out with everybody later on. But for now, I hope this has helped you gear up a little bit for the upcoming school year, and make sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this in the future.